Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this, don't talk about it. Really on the move, on the map, never slip. Keep your hands to your lips, don't talk about it. Real eyes, real lies all the time. Stand on it, if we said it, we don't walk around it. Loose lips, ain't ships, red cup, blue strips, new phone, who this? No, we don't allow it. Really on go, I don't know what's an off day. Now we on road, came from smoking in the hallway. Now we got shows, boys feeling like Broadway. Always look both ways, even on a crossway. Driving down Cross Bay, out town Barclays. Really on big things, came up a small way. Championship rings, baby, that's a ball game. Oh, she want a little bag, baby, that's small change. Yeah, that money talk. If we ain't cool, then cut me off. No breaking news, don't run your mouth. Thought it was the plug, now he running off. Thought it was a plug, now he running off. What you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this, don't talk about it. Really on the move, on the map, never slip. Keep your hands to your lips, don't talk about it. Real eyes, real lies, real lies.
What up, what up? What's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking in. Thanks for tuning in for all you live players out there. And thank you for clicking that play button if you're not tuning in live. And if you are, I appreciate that too. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good shit. We got a very special guest on today. All our guests are special, but today we have really good. We're doing a little kickback. We're kicking back. Here we go. Today we have stand-up comedian and host and owner of Rod Uncensored Network. We have Mr. Rod Isaac coming onto the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome him in. Here he is.
Thank you for having me, Dan, man. I appreciate it, man. I've been watching you for a long while, man.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I've been watching you for a long while, man.
Yeah, we've been at it for a few years now. Yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there. Grinding one day at a time. But yep, we're not here to talk about me, though. We're here to talk about you, sir. So go ahead and tell the people out here who don't know you, go ahead and introduce yourself and let them know where they can find you.
My name is Rod Uncensored. I go by that on all social medias. I've been doing content since COVID. I started with audio podcasts and just talking sports, having drunken podcasts with my buddies, be watching UFC fights. I talk about various things from bad relationships, going through a divorce, all kind of shit. And also I started comedy 4 months ago. So I've been doing comedy grind. So I've been doing a lot of open mics, trying to get my craft up because I always like comedy. So all my episodes kind of some funny stuff in it. You know what I mean? I'm talking shit about in sports, everything. It's something funny about it, the show. You know what I mean? That's always going to be just because I think people take themselves too serious.
Yeah, it can be a cruel world out there because some people just don't know how to laugh. I think that's what's the problem with the world today is people just don't know how to laugh.
And that's why I had a joke the other day. I said, man, watching the Olympics, you know what I mean? I had a joke, you know what I mean? Growing up, I feel like if you're born early 90s, early 80s, they always try to put you in the medicine called Ritalin or all kind of shit. They was trying to put you in the box. So I had a joke where I said, I've been watching the Olympics, you know what I mean? Team USA. I had Olympic dreams, but they said I wasn't qualified for the Special Olympics. So it's all a joke about, you know what I mean? You're not good enough even for the Special Olympics. You know what I mean? So
right.
Everybody had little resources classes back in the day.
Right, exactly. Now I was going over like your shorts of your stand-up and your videos of your stand-up on your YouTube channel, and you're a little edgy. I don't want to say sketchy, but you're a little edgy for a beginner.
Yeah, that's how I like it, man. That's how all the greats are. I feel like that you gotta have that shock value. You know what I mean? And I just like it. You know what I mean? It comes from a place of the truth. You know what I mean? Because I had a lot of wild shit happen to me, going through a bad divorce in my 20s, getting remarried again, split household with my baby mom and, you know what I mean, and my kids. So a lot of that shit is the truth when I talk about child support reform, And you know what I mean? That's some of that is the truth. You know what I mean? My beliefs on it.
Right. Now, where are you? Like, what made you get started into podcasting? We'll get more into the comedy side later, but what made you start get into podcasting?
I was like I said, I was bored. I was bored in the house during COVID. My buddy was like, "Man, I'm starting a podcast." You know what I mean? My buddy Martise, he had a podcast where he talked MMA. So I used to come on his. So I said, "Damn, I'm gonna do it because I have a lot of wild stories." I started on Anchor first. I said, "I'm just gonna do purely audio." To my old head on social media, Raz Mix, you know what I mean, on YouTube. So, yo, you should do visuals, man. You got a lot of wild shit and you're funny, you know what I mean? And you got a different perspective about things. You know what I mean? Nothing's off the table. That's why I came up with the name Rod Uncensored, because I don't have no filter, you know what I mean? Right. That's how I came with my name. All my episodes were filthy, you know what I mean? Talking from Meek and STDs and from oral sex. I had like stories. I was like, yo, just going story by story. I said, man, I need to do visual. That's how I started. I started 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's amazing how because I've just like you during COVID. This is where I kind of picked up the microphone and started my own podcast. Me and my buddy, just like you, me and my buddy decided we're gonna do a podcast. We're gonna make a shit ton of money off of this, and we're gonna be rich and famous, just like Joe Rogan. Because at the time, Joe Rogan, I think, signed that Spotify contract for $400 million or something like that. Something stupid for a podcast, anyways. But so we had dreams and aspirations of being millionaires on a podcast. But you quickly realize that it's not an overnight success type thing. This is a grinded out. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And you realize that, and it's fun because you get to learn a lot of cool shit along the way too.
It's not even that. It's about meeting good people, man. I feel like I met a lot of good people off of social media and just podcasting. You know what I mean? I'm still cool with. I talk to them sometimes off the computer, but like, yo, how you doing? And we just rap. You know what I mean? So I met a lot of good people off of social media and podcasting networking.
Right. Yeah. Like my co-host for my other podcast, Bet That with Dan and Ja, he lives all the way across country in Texas. I'm in Michigan. He's in Texas. We've never met face to face, but we talk every single day and we podcast together. And I wouldn't choose a better co-host. And it's amazing. We never even met face to face. And it's just podcasting makes that connection.
Yeah, it's really dope, man. I met a lot of people, man. Like right now, how my thing is, I don't really put out too much content on probably like 2 days out the week because I got I'll be too busy just doing, you know what I mean, stand up and just, you know, you have a wife, you have a family. That shit is time consuming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. I also 9 to 5. Yep. It seems like you wake up, go to work, come home, work, go to sleep, repeat. You know,
that's it.
Yeah, and you kind of turn into a robot that way.
That's the truth right there, man. It's just, you know what I mean? That's why I when I do podcasts, I enjoy it, man. It's just, it's nothing like having a conversation. You know what I mean? Two men have a conversation, or people in general have a conversation, learning something new about somebody else. You know what I mean?
Right.
And put the perspectives together.
Yeah, exactly. What put me onto your podcast was your podcast reminded me of kind of my show. I mean, but with comedians, because you have comedians on a lot. Am I correct?
Oh, just finally recently. My man Dolomite probably been of Too Much Game. He's the first comedian I ever had on. Right. And then it's the snowball effect. You know what I mean? I had a couple guys on, you know what I mean? But yeah, I try to have one time I had a guy that did poetry and he was gay. You know, I didn't know he was gay. We just rap and have a conversation. I said, man, I'm glad we can have that conversation without, because I don't know what's going on in that fence. You know what I mean? But you're breaking it down for me, and you know what I mean? It's good to come people to come together to get knowledge and learn something new. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like podcasting can open up about learning something new and other people, what other people go through and struggles, and you know what I mean, how the dating scenes on that side of the fence, and you know what I mean, we just compare, you know what I mean? So it's like I love podcasting, man.
Now would you ever like consider doing like have you ever tried like with the, I know you said you and your friend started a podcast together, but now that you're pretty much seasoned, almost like pretty seasoned into it right now, would you consider doing a show with like a co-host, or do you like to roll solo?
I do have a co-host. I have a co-host every Monday on Midday Sports.
Okay.
My man Wildcard Mara.
Awesome.
We talk sports.
Okay.
We talk sports. We talk. We sometimes I bring wild stories up. So it's like it's a whole vibe where, you know what I mean. We talk sports, but we also talk shit. You know what I mean.
Right.
Also, I got the graveyard shift with him. We talk sports, relationships, mental health stuff. We just rap, me and him. We go back and forth. You know what I mean. And like I have 2 podcasts where I got a co-host.
Okay. Do you like the co-host aspect better, or do you like the solo thing?
I like the co-host thing because I get him to do all the graph, the topics, and I can just relax.
You're right. Okay.
I just got to bring myself.
Kind of pass the baton a little bit.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I feel you. Yeah.
I feel, you know what I mean? Sometimes, but you when you run your own network, it'd be tiresome sometimes. To write all the topics out, to do all the thumbnails. My man does the thumbnails. He did the background for the show. He did that right there for me. Like, I'm okay with doing working with somebody, but they got to be solid. They can't be on no bullshit.
Right.
I don't got time for the drama. I already got one baby mama. I don't got time for the drama.
Yeah. Two. Two's a little much, but but yeah, you have to find that perfect someone. It's almost like matchmaking. That perfect someone to ride it out with your podcast with.
Yeah, it's like I said, I had countless. I produced countless shows with people, and sometimes something always comes up. So right now, I'm only producing. Like I got 2 shows, like again with my co-host. That's probably the only thing I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I do my interviews, but I'm not doing much more than that because I feel like people ain't gonna give you the same amount 100%. You know what I mean? They're not gonna meet you.
Right.
And I don't got time to be wasting, Dan. I'm 30-something years old. I don't got time to be wasting.
Oh, I hear you on that, bro. Yeah, we're getting old. This is another thing that podcasting has brought to us, is like another thing to do while we're sitting down, because we're getting old. The bones don't really work as much as good as they used to. Like I'm 42, I'm feeling it, bro. Like when I was in my 30s, I was gung ho playing basketball with high school kids. You know, I'm like jumping around trying to dunk. I can't dunk, but I'm trying. And you know, once I hit 40, it's like a check engine light came on. You're just like, nope, you're done. All that shit you want to do, all that shit that you were used to doing for the past 20 years, over. Forget it.
I'm only 32, man. I take it easy, man. I don't try to get the hard engine no faster than 65. You know what I mean? I'm not doing too much, man.
You're right.
I don't play basketball no more. I might just have sex for 5 minutes. I'm not getting the heart rate up too high no more, man.
You're quick and over.
Yeah.
They ain't live with that love making no more. This is it. You know what you got.
Get in mines.
That's right. Now, what made you get into comedy? Because you're pretty funny. I did see you. I think one bomb on your YouTube channel. You actually posted a bomb, which I applaud you for doing that. And but for the rest of it, you're pretty edgy, and I kind of like it.
You know what I mean? I don't. You know what I mean? I'm not one of them. You know what I mean? You know, I feel like you gotta be pure. You know what I mean? A lot of people bomb. You know what I mean? This is like countless goats bomb. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't care if you're talking about Sam Kinniston to whatever you want to go. A lot of people bomb, you know what I mean? It's part of the process. And sometimes I just try new things, you know what I mean? I go to various spots just to try new things.
Right.
I'm not scared to fail. You know what I mean? I've been failing since 92. You know what I mean? So I'm not scared to fail, but I just always love comedy from Def Jam, you know me, Def Jam, from Kings of Comedy, from Richard Pryor to Paul Mooney to Bill Burr. You know me, the list go on. You know me, Chris Rock, all of them, Mike Epps. There's countless comedians I always liked, you know what I mean? And I was always used to be the class clown in school, just saying shit, wild shit, just to say it, you know what I mean? Just to get a reaction. So that's what made me get into it.
Yeah, it's reactions. I dabbled a little bit in comedy and stand-up. I only went on stage 3 times. That's all it took.
but it is a big difference where people, like, I work at a job, I work in a warehouse where people come up to me like, oh man, Rod, oh man, I think I could do it. I'm like, come on, try, man. And a lot of people try me because they know I've been doing it, but if it just come to roasting, I bat 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? I'm Tanagi. I'm Otani. I'm gonna hit it over the bridge. You know what I mean? But yeah, I always liked it. I always liked doing that. You know what I mean? From just me and my uncle sitting in the corner drinking a beer, talking shit. I feel like that's where my early shit talking came from. My uncles. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, when did you realize that you were just more? You're more like the comedian funny, not just around your boys type of funny. Because don't get me wrong, because I was that person. I was around my boys and everything, and I was the funny dude in the group. And everyone was like, "You should do stand up," and I did stand up, and it sucked. But when did you realize that you were comedian material and not just the funny dude in your with all your friends?
When I talk to some vets, you know what I mean, some vets that you gotta be around, you know what I mean, people is better than you. I feel like some people don't want to be Kurt Rambis. Okay. But you gotta be Kurt Rambis for a little bit till you get better. You know what I mean? Kurt Rambis was not a great player for the Lakers. He dived on the floor for balls. And he played
not that great in the office either.
He played tough. That's all he did. But you got to go through that stage in the beginning to get to a superstar. You know what I mean? Everything takes time. And when somebody named Belinda, I think Belinda J. Claire, she did a lot of shows. She was like, "Oh, your premises was crazy. Just keep on writing. I see something there." When vets tell you that, you know what I mean? I know it's no need for you to lie to me at an open mic. You know what I mean? So when the vets tell me, and people that have been doing it locally for a long time, like, yo, you got something there. You know what I mean? And the one that I bombed, I said, oh, I just gotta get back to the board. I came back, and I don't know what I came back with. I had a joke recently about me thinking about dying. You know what I mean? When you get to 30, late in your 30s, you start thinking, damn, when's my time gonna come? And I start asking, man, is this a Section 8 in heaven? And I start seeing people laughing. It's like, yo, I've never heard of somebody saying, is it Section 8 for heaven if they don't want to pay tithes? When I start putting all them parallels together, like, oh my God, Ron, that was a good joke. You know what I mean? Because people don't talk about stuff like that.
Right.
People are all about, you know what I mean? Now comedy is like a lot of cat rap. You know what I mean? Cat shit talking. So I'd be talking about things about personally I think about. You know what I mean? Sometimes when I meditate in my car before I go in the house, you know what I mean, to my PO, my wife.
Now, are you okay? Are you like? I remember this episode of Seinfeld where Jerry wakes up in the middle of the night and writes a joke down on a pad of paper, and then the whole episode is pretty much him trying to figure out what the joke was. Are you like one of those spontaneous joke writers, or do you actually have to sit down and concentrate and actually write? Or it's just come right off the top of your head, and you're just like.
Sometimes it's just me just doing something else, man. I'm big into. My stepmom told me something. I'm big in meditation. right?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can sit outside, damn, for like 2 hours, listening
I
to
feel
birds, listening to squirrels jumping tree to tree. You know what I mean? Just staring, be zoned out and drinking a beer, listening to some music. You know what I mean? I listen to a whole lot of old R&B, Motown shit, or some old hip hop,
okay.
and I get my motivation like that, and I start
Oh,
writing.
okay.
Or sometimes I'm at work driving around. You know what I mean? Driving a forklift, an idea come to me.
Okay. You just jot it down.
Yeah, let me write this down.
Yeah, pen and pencil always come in handy. You always got to keep those in your pockets now.
Or I use my phone sometimes to write some.
Yeah,
like
I'm old. See, like I said, I'm old. I got pen and pencil.
Yeah.
Pad and pencil, bro.
Yeah, so I keep it like that, man. But mostly, yeah, man, I keep it simple, man. Just a lot of meditation. I like meditation, a nice drink. I'm good.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite YouTuber that you meditate to?
What do you mean?
There's this, I forget I can't pronounce his name. I'm not even going to attempt it. But there's an Indian guy.
Oh no, I don't use him. I can just stare at something and I'm going in meditation. I don't listen to nobody.
Now, is that meditation or you just zoning out because of the weed?
There's no weed needed on that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I could just like a lot of people think you got to say something, but you can go in deep thought by just staring at something. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If you look at you look at the sky, you just stare and just start thinking. You know what I mean? What's that cloud look like? And then you right into something. You know what I mean? That's how I use it. You know, my stepmom's from Detroit personally, so I always loved Detroit. My stepmom went to Martin Luther King High School, where George Gervin went to. She lived off of 7 and 8 Mile. You know what I mean? So I remember summertime just going out there. My stepmom got me on meditation. You know what I mean?
It's nice out here. Michigan is a nice state if you don't live here.
I love me some Coney Island though.
Coney Island?
Yeah.
Never been to Coney Island. You're from like I believe Delaware. Am I correct?
No, I'm from Aberdeen, but it was a little White Castle, Big Boy. I had all that stuff when I was out there.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yeah, man, I'm from Aberdeen, Maryland. But I live in
Maryland.
Delaware. Yeah, I'm from Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I've never been to the East Coast like out there. Like is like Maryland, Rhode Island, Delaware, like Connecticut, all of them, are those like all within like driving distance?
No, Connecticut's like some hours, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, Connecticut probably. Because New York is 3 hours from me right now.
Okay.
So that's farther up. That's
right.
You know what I mean? Connecticut's about New Hampshire, Vermont, New York. Right, so that's farther up there. You might as well fly. You want to go to
fly up there. Geometry's a lot.
Yeah, Maryland's close to Virginia and Delaware, and Philly's like 30 or 40 minutes.
All right. So you got a lot of comedy spots out there, right?
Yeah, I've been really going to like a lot of spots in Delaware and Maryland right now. I want to go to Philly.
Philly, that'd be a good spot.
Philly, try my shit in New York. And next year I got my homeboy in Cali. I'm gonna check out Cali.
Cali, yeah. That's always been a dream of mine is going to Cali.
Yeah, Cali. I'm gonna check out Cali.
That'd be dope. SoCal or Northern?
Like Los Angeles. I want to check out Los Angeles.
SoCal, yeah. That'd be dope. Yeah, I always wanted to go to the northern state of California just to check out like the redwoods and shit.
Like, always wanted to go to California from Beverly Hills Cop. Like I would say, man, I always want to check it out from that because you know what I mean, how they make Cali look and the palm trees and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, that'd be dope. But yeah, so if you were a comedian, where would your dream spot be? Like your dream, we'll say hall. I don't know if you want to do a stadium. Could you do a stadium?
No, I'm not ready for that right now, Dan.
No,
but
this is a dream scenario, bro. You can do whatever you want.
But I already had an idea. I want my first special to be in my town of Aberdeen. I'm going to record my own special in my city. and then branch off. I think that would be dope to have my family in a small hall and record something and put it on YouTube.
Just like a little more intimate.
Special. Yeah, a little intimate
for the first
small
time.
Special, maybe like 20 to 30 minutes, because people like I'll think about this because me and you are content creator. Like the age of somebody sitting down for an hour and 15 minutes is not happening no more. You know what I mean? People want to watch it multiple days out.
Yep.
So if I did an hour special, I would want to break it down, pop, and slowly put it out.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like people's attention spans are. Right. Everybody got ADHD, and people ain't gonna sit down for no hour, man.
That's true. I thought I was the only. I thought I was special when I was a kid, but when I grew up, I realized that everyone had it. They just knew how to cope with it. Because everyone's attention span's fucking like it's not there. There's none there.
Yeah, shorts. It's definitely not there no more.
Reels. That's where it's at.
And that's why. Creator. And that's why I downsize with my content. I don't put too much content out. Like I put out like maybe once a week. And I put out once a week, maybe 2 times out the week. But I really don't go crazy. I used to put out a show, 3 shows out every week. I mean live shows.
Yep.
And that should be the most deflating shit to see 5 views here, 3 views. I'm like, damn, I'm taking all this time making these crazy thumbnails, putting holes coming through Mario pipes and Mario jumping up. Like, I'm taking too much time for this shit not to hit. You know what I mean? Right. So I just calm down with my content. I'm gonna make it. I do content 2 times out the week. And I leave it right there, and because the shit sometimes how much work you put in your shit and reaching out to all the people. You know what I mean? That shit can be deflating for not to see nothing to come out of it.
Yeah, it's all networking. It's all it is. You get like when you start podcasting, you think you're just gonna make a podcast, you're gonna make a show, and people are gonna watch it, and it's gonna be good. But in reality, you have to go out there and you have to network with all these people, and it's just like another full-time job.
Yeah.
When you get home, you have to get on social media. You got to put out ads. You got to pay for this. You got to pay for that. You got to tell Joe Schmo over here that he's awesome, and you got to go kiss ass over here to this person. And when I was starting out, I realized this is draining. Like, I cannot do all of this. So I pretty much had to downsize to like a tight knit circle. And that's just pretty much how we do when we all support each other. We all share each other's content. And I believe a smaller circle is pretty much the way to go, because their circle, they have their circles that off branches, then it all branches off together, and then it all through word of mouth, it all happens.
It's a lot, and there's a lot of games too, man. There's a lot of hustling too. I had a guy, I reached out to a DJ from the DMV. I said, man, I'd love to have you on, man. Right? We can just talk about DJing, the evolution of DJing from electric from vinyl, and really mixing and just talking about the history of DJing. He said, man, I need $500 to come on your show. I said, all right, I'll talk to you later. See you later. Like,
yep.
Like, it's the game of podcasting. It's crazy. There's a lot of hustling. There's a lot of people you reach out to, don't show up on time, ghost you the day of. Like, I come from a value of, you know what I mean? My dad always told me, you got to be a man of your word.
Right.
You know what I mean? You say you're going to do something, you got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We fell from the morals and of being a man and holding your end of the word, you know what I mean? Holding your word and being a man of your word. That shit disappeared. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest problem, I feel like, just dealing with people, man.
I always get that. Like, I'm checking out. I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus because it's not who I am, and I'm not trying to start a feud with anybody. Although that would probably create really good content if I did. But yeah, I got in touch with a few people, and they pretty much saying, yeah, you got to pay this such and such amount to come on my show. And I'm just like, well, why would I pay to come on your show? If anything, you should be paying me to come onto your show because I'm bringing my followers to you. It's not the other way around. Like, I'm not taking your followers and they're coming to check me out. Well, they might, but I mean, but still, like I've been in talks with some pretty big names, and I've had Tommy Chong on my show, and I didn't have to pay him a dime. So why am I, if I don't have to pay Tommy Chong to come on my show, why would I pay some guy that has like 400, maybe 40,000 followers? For real.
It's a game, man. That's why
I'm just saying, y'all need to cool out with that stuff. I'm like, we're all here together. We're all, I mean, I guess, we got those people that are in it for themselves, but still, like, we're supposed to be like a group trying to do all this shit together, but you get those people that are money hungry already, trying to jump the gun.
It's a lot of money hungry, man. I had this one show I had developed, man. I was gonna have all these BBWs on my show, models, right? Uh-huh. And I was gonna have a robe on, like I was Hugh Hefner, and I was gonna have all these broads talk about being a plus size model. Shit fell through. I said, "Yo, they've been legendary. Nobody would have done that," but didn't fall through. Like, it's a lot of shit that I had planned for my show. Like, now my show, I'm gonna do some sketches. Me and my man locally been talking about doing sketches, and I'm gonna try to do a show where I'm doing like a knockoff Al Roker type of guy. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? I'm gonna put a wig on and do it like sketches. Me and him talking about it. We talk about writing and coming up with sketches. I think that's gonna be my next step. Right. You know what I mean? I want to create, because I always love sketches, like from Mad TV, you know what I mean, all that. You know what I mean? That was a sketch show. So
are you old enough to remember? Yeah, and Live in Color. There you go. I was gonna say, are you old enough to remember that?
Yes, you know what I mean. So all them sketch shows, I've been coming up with ideas and talking to my man to do that. I think that's what I'm gonna go forward with my show and have my sports show. But the politics of podcasting can be too much, and I can see why a lot of people quit.
Right. Yeah.
You gotta be tough. You gotta have thick skin.
Yep. We definitely weeded out some weaklings. Some of them had really good shows too. I was really sad to see a lot of them go, because I was really excited about a lot of them.
But the bad thing is, man, it don't take much for, like, I've seen a lot of podcasts, right? And like, I've seen a woman on YouTube. All she does is unbox fucking toys, right? With her titties out. 30,000 views, 1,000 likes. I said, damn.
They're not there to see the toys, lady.
You know what I mean? Like,
this is a bunch of horny ass looking old dudes just clicking on his video with some big women.
That's what I'm saying. Like content creator, if you're a woman,
easy.
I
mean, yeah, because if you're a woman, you got OnlyFans. I mean, you don't even have to be a 10 to be on OnlyFans. You can be like a 4, and people are still going to click on it. If you got cute TikTok feet, you're good to go.
Especially TikTok.
Feet, yeah.
TikTok is soft porn. I call that soft porn. It's so many old women cooking in lingerie on TikTok.
Like, it's true. Yeah.
It's like that is soft porn, and I understand why TikTok could never get canceled, because that would mess up a lot of people's money, and the IRS is not getting none of that. That's like somebody trying to cancel YouTube. That's gonna hurt Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? That's gonna hurt a lot of major players, and the power of B can't tax them people. You don't want them power to be that making all that money off of content creating to go back to being Joe Smo at cooking fries or at an office. You know what I mean? That money, they taking a good grip out of that. You know what I mean?
The powers that be, that's what they want them to do. They want you to go to McDonald's and be that burger flipper because they make money off you that way. That's why, when I saw that they were going to try and ban TikTok, I was just like, what? I'm like, there's a bunch of content creators that make a lot of money off of this.
Millions.
Right. And you're just going to take that away just because you don't like the app? It's China. So you're just gonna, I don't. It's some bull. It's some bull.
You know this best, Dan.
Yeah.
Detroit was one of the biggest motor cities building cars. What happened to Detroit? They took all the companies to them foreign countries because they can get cheaper labor, and didn't have to worry about paying people pensions and health benefits and health care and all that, Social Security and all that. America, we all know you do business with China and Japan and other Asian countries, man. So, they need to cut it out, man.
Yeah. It's sad. It really is, but what can you do? Vote for Trump, I guess.
I and that's the biggest thing, man. I have a problem with, man. We gotta look past just them two parties.
It's true. That is very true. You're right about that.
Because they're all in cahoots together.
Yeah. I'm not big into politics, and I don't follow as much as those people on Facebook do, because wow, y'all need a hobby or something. Maybe this is your hobby. I don't know, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like red and blue, man. Bloods and Crips hang out every day. You know what I mean? So we gotta stop looking. We gotta look past that. You gotta just look at. I feel like we gotta work on the local level. You know what I mean? That's where the real con's at. You know what I mean? The local level, they stay in their office for 100 years. Senators and councilmen, Supreme Court. We gotta change that up first.
That's I agree with you on that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Go ahead. That's all.
But I agree with you on that point. It's because everyone I always tell you who you're going to vote for president. They always ask me who you're going to vote for president. Like, I don't think it really matters who's the president. I'm like, what matters is the elections 2 years after the popularity contest happens. That's what you got, and you don't never see ads about that. You never see debates about those. You never see that. That's why these people are still in the same seats for 70, 80 years. I mean, these people are croaking over. I mean, we have people that were in the Great Depression running our country.
And that's sad. I feel like we got to fix out locally. If you want to, you can't have a crackhead representing you. That's not good business. So we gotta look to see who's in that local office representing your state and locally, man. That's the major thing about it.
That's true too. But yeah, I don't want to dabble too much into politics, but did you obviously saw that the whole Donald Trump thing where he was shot at? I guess he was grazed. We can say that he was grazed by a bullet. What is that? I'm hearing a lot of conspiracy theories about this. Like, it's an inside job on the Democrats. It's an inside job on Donald Trump just to get reelected.
You know what I think they should do, man? I think both of them should have a duel. You know what I mean?
Just fight it out.
Yeah, have a duel, like with pistols, one bullet apiece, and they could just and turn around and just shoot at each other. And whoever wins the election. You
can just see Joe pointing the gun, just shaking his ass off.
So I think that's what they should go back to, man. You know what I mean? That's how they used to solve it back in the day.
I think Donald Trump wins that fight, hands down.
I know you will, man. But I don't like that people wishing death on somebody. I think that's low. I think that's low hanging fruit.
Yes.
Even if you don't like somebody, I don't think you should wish that on nobody, man. No. Donald Trump is a businessman. And he's feeding you what he wants to feed you because he knows that's how you get the votes. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, man. And I don't like the politic game because I don't like the fake things, especially me being a black man. I don't think you should be a Democrat because you're black. You know what I mean? I feel like you should read all the candidates, what the policies are, whatever they bring to the table. If they was formerly state attorney, let's see how many cases they saw, how many people they locked up, what they do while they was in office. I think you got to look at all that before you just say, I want them to represent the country. I think people just get into the thing of blue and red, man, and it's sick.
Mm-hmm. Because if the Bloods and Crips can join together and have peace, why can't the Democrats and Republicans?
I don't know, man.
Like, I'm just saying. Come on. 2 gangs are now one, or at least friends-ish. I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyways, before we only got like 15 to 20 minutes left, but I wanted to dabble into this because I know you're big into sports because we both have sports podcasts. I just now learned that today. So, but who's your team out there?
I'm a Laker fan.
Lakers, okay.
I've been liking my uncle is a longtime Laker fans since Magic Johnson and before that. So I remember when the Lakers played Indiana Pacers. I was a young pup. I remember watching it with my uncle. You know what I mean? So I've always been a Laker fan. But my favorite player is LeBron James. You know what I mean? That is my favorite player. Him, AI, countless of Allen Houston,
AI.
Tim Duncan is one of my favorite players. You know what I mean? I have favorite players, but I'm a Laker fan.
Right. Now, I am also a Lakers fan. We share something in common. Here we go. I am also a Lakers fan. As of late, I've been hating on them all because of the whole Bronny thing and the whole
but Dan, I have a question
but,
though, Dan.
Sure. Okay, shoot.
If you have a son?
I do, yes.
Okay, if you had a son, right? Dan, and you had let's say you had a radio station, would you want your son to work in the mailroom?
Starting out, yeah. He'd have to work his way up, just like I did. I worked my way up. Why wouldn't he?
I feel like there's nothing wrong with creating opportunities for your son. If you got it, you did all the hard work. You did all the hard work for your son to have greater opportunities. Okay. If I had a deal right now, and I can give my daughter $7.9 million for 4 years, I would do it. You know what I mean? It's all about creating that wealth. That's how Rockefeller built it. I bet some of his kids didn't work not as hard as him, and they kept on living off the Rockefeller name and kept on building and building and building and building it. That's how you got to make it, man.
That's I see your aspect of it. You're just
even Bill Gates' daughter got a job.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I see your aspect on it. You just want to pass down generational wealth. But as a basketball standpoint, I think I mean, I could be wrong. Like Bronny could develop into something very special. And if he ever does, I'm forever grateful that he's on the Lakers. But it's just, I don't want to say nepotism because it's not that. Honestly, you want your son to do good. You want to create opportunities for him. But also, I think just by giving him just kind of just like, here you go. I'm going to do this for you. Now let's see what you do with it type of thing. I think by doing that for him, you're also taking away opportunities for him that he should learn before he gets to that point. Like, I don't think him doing one more year of college would have been a bad idea. I think he would have probably blossomed into something real because of the whole heart attack thing. I understand all that. If he would have went into a transfer portal and played with a different school, I'm pretty sure he would have developed into something great his second year. I'm just saying, probably not ready yet.
Man got $1 million video game sponsorship. This man didn't need another year, man. He just won $10,000 playing Call of Duty. Like, the man got other incomes coming in. Like,
that's another thing. How dedicated is this kid? Because he already has all these other avenues.
And that's what his name created, avenues. But there's a lot of kids like that, man. People probably said the same thing about Steph, man. A lot of people don't understand Steph was a risk taking Steph Curry because his ankle issues. You know what I mean? College had Davidson. Like, it's countless people just got picked off of just pure projection. Jimmy Fredette. Everybody remember Jimmy Fredette. Tim Tebow. What Tim Tebow do in the first when he came out? Nothing. You know what I mean? So we got to give everybody grace till they don't have grace no more, man. And I feel like, man, you can say that about a lot of players, a lot of kids, because of their family created opportunities from Charlie Sheen and his daddy, from Emilio Estevez. His dad opened doors for all his kids. You know what I mean? Nepotism is always going to be a part of the game.
That's true. That is true. I do agree with you on that one. But I don't know. Team USA is doing pretty well though right now.
We're doing pretty good, man. And
stacked ass team.
Also, the Lakers, man. I think we're going to be all right, man. I think you had to get Darwin Ham out of there, man. We haven't had a good coach since Pat Riley, since Phil Jackson.
I liked Vogel. I did like Vogel. I think he would have stayed another year. I think he would have should have given him another year.
I think Vogel was all right, man. But man, we need somebody on the space to. You can't have a defensive coach in the NFL. Like your coach right now with the Lions, he got Ben Johnson behind him. We don't know what that team's gonna look when his offensive coordinator leaves him, and he got to find another guy that.
That's true. That's very true. That's true. Ben Johnson could have left this year, but he chose not to. Thank God.
You know what I mean? You got to have an offensive-minded coach and somebody like what's that guy from the Knicks? What's that coach name? He used to coach Chicago.
Oh, Thibodeau?
Thibodeau. You got to keep a Thibodeau on your as your assistant to overlay the defense. Like you need that, but you need an offensive mind head coach if you want to win.
Yeah, that's true.
In both leagues, NFL, and NBA, you need it.
It's a score first sports league, sports world.
You ain't winning 85-95 no more in the NBA.
No.
You're not winning by 17 in the NFL no more. Like things change, man.
Right. Do you follow the Jets out there?
I'm not a Jet fan. I'm a Patriot fan. I've been a Patriot fan since I was, I'm going to say like 10, 11. I think it was like 11. But I started as my dad's, from being from the DMV, we didn't have the Ravens. People don't understand. We didn't have the Ravens for a lot of years. They didn't come to the late in the 90s. So a lot of people grew up from where I come from as Redskin fans, or it became Cowboy fans or something else, you know what I mean, Pittsburgh fans. So as a kid, I watched a lot of Commander games, aka Redskin games. So I have a little love for the Redskins, you know what I mean? They're like my stepkids.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about the Rams. Like I'm a Lions fan, true and true.
Mm-hmm.
I bleed Lions.
Mm-hmm.
But I always root for the Rams. I always have. I don't know why. I always like the Rams.
They got cool unis though. Their throwback's cool.
Yeah, even before like the whole Marshall Faulk and Kurt Warner and Isaac Bruce era, I was still a Rams fan. I don't know why.
Great teams, man. They had some great wide receiver core, and I like the Todd Gurley back in the day, and they had Aaron Donald, one of the best defensive tackles I've ever seen. I'm sorry to say, like I see multiple errors of D tackles from Reggie White, from Warren Sapp, but I think Aaron Donald might be the best. Like, you don't make 10 All Pros by accident.
Yep.
And retire 10 years with one ring and do all the things he did, man. I've never seen somebody get double teamed every play except for him. Every play.
What about Reggie White, the Packers?
I like Reggie, man. Reggie was great, man. But Eric Donald at 6'2",
Warren Sappish,
almost 300 pounds, moving that quick. It's scary.
Yeah, they need to figure out that offensive line. The Rams would be a scary team if they could figure out that offensive line. Because they have the receivers, they have the running backs,
and they
have the defense.
I think your boy, man. I think Stafford waited too long to leave Detroit. I think if he got out there a little earlier, man, I think he could have been an MVP. Just his arm talent. He could have been an MVP. He could have been competing for championships.
Yep. I think it should have left probably like 3 years earlier before he did. Actually did, maybe even 5.
Because Megatron was never walking back. Like, Megatron.
that was the whole reason why they're keeping him too. Is because Megatron might come back, so we need a quarterback to give it to him. But he never did.
Right.
He never did. I don't think Stafford really has that, even though he won a Super Bowl the first year he left. I never really thought he had that that playoff mentality.
Like his wife tarnished his name. I don't know if you saw this, but he said this old lady said to get back at him, she slept with one of his teammates, man.
She slapped?
Slept with one of his teammates.
Slept. Oh, that bitch.
While he was at Georgia. I said, damn.
When he was at Georgia?
Yeah. Damn, I don't understand. Dan, I remember back in the day, man. Hoes used to keep the dirt to themselves.
Yeah.
Like now all want to be noted. They want to be, they like exposing their whole shit to the max. Like I never heard nobody from 1955. You know, I used to suck a famous politician's dick every Friday. You never hear no shit like that. But now in 2024, the hoes want to have whole chronicles. I don't understand it.
Yeah. It's like when I broadcast, it's like trophies to them. I don't know. Craziness. Well, wow. I do want to thank you. We're running out of time here real quick, but I do want to thank you for coming on, Drud. I do want to invite you back at some point. I am booked all the way up until November or December.
Damn.
This is a new year. Yeah. It filled up quick. Like I was only scheduling guests for like 2 months because I like to do like 2 to 3 month increments.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just kind of got out of hand and people just kept wanting to come on and I couldn't say no. So
that's good, man.
But we are booked all the way up until then. But yeah, I do want to get you back on because this was a great episode, a great conversation. I love it. But yeah, if you have anybody to shout out, if you want people to follow you, now's the time to do it, bro.
Go check me out, Rod Uncensored Network. Also, you can check me out on Rod Uncensored 410 on Instagram. Man, come chat. Come tap in with me, man. I have a lot of dope stuff coming up. I'm coming, a couple months. I want to produce my own show where I host a comedy show with a couple of my homies. Me just doing the hosting thing. So I got that coming up. I'm trying to get in work, so we're doing that. Also, man, just just follow Dan too, man. Keep on supporting Dan too, man. I enjoy your content again, man, from your various people you have on, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh yeah, no problem, dude. I always try to spread the love, I always try to get it equal, but it's mostly all musicians, and I love music, and people love.
Who doesn't love music, man?
Exactly, and it's just I like spreading the wealth to all the independent artists out there, and try to give them a platform to give to everyone to listen to, find new audience. As I try to do with everybody, but it's mostly musicians. But all right, Rod, I do want to thank you for coming on. Thanks again. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, man. You have a good night, man. I appreciate you.
All right. We'll give him a round of applause. There we go. Everybody, thank you for clicking that play button. Thank you for watching live. If you left a comment, I do appreciate that. Please like, subscribe. There we go. I was going to say share. There we go. But no, subscribe. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And I got some big guests coming up. I believe in 2 weeks on August 3rd, I have Tina Marie coming on. If you know her, you know her. If you don't, you will. And on the 17th, I'm going to try to stream live on August 17th at a party at the Pavilion. I haven't got clearance yet. I'm in talks with some people. Maybe we can do a podcast episode live at the party at the Pavilion here in Midland, Michigan. It's a lot of fun. It's for the Humane Society of Midland County. All proceeds will go to there, and where it's hot dogs, music, fun. Everybody, kids are welcome, pet friendly. It's a great time. So everyone come out there, listen to some good music, and maybe you'll see me. Come chat with me. That'd be kind of cool. But in the meantime, we'll see you guys on August 3rd. And with that, peace out. Later.